Welcome to room 1208. I'm your girl Mona Lisa. I'm so excited about the guest I have with you guys for today. Okay, so I've been trying to get her here since the beginning of this podcast, but she's like super busy. She's more busy than Steve Harvey. Y'all know he got like 6 jobs. This girl she got more than 6 jobs. Shakia Davis is here, aka Mrs. Shakia Davis, and she's my new cousin.
Hey.
welcome. When I say this girl got more jobs than anybody can handle, she got more than me. I told you I was a butcher, a baker, and a candlestick maker. She does everything under the sun, and I'm so excited that she's here with me today.
Yeah, I had to put you on the schedule.
Yes. So when somebody say they gotta put you on the schedule, you know that they busy. They can't just say, "Oh, girl, when you want me to come on, I'll be there." No. I had to go on her calendar, and I'm so happy that she's here today.
I'm here too. Yay! I know, I'm so proud of you. Like, you was doing your thing.
Thank you. Girl, I got so much stuff going on with me.
Listen, can't knock the hustle. We gotta
in between the podcast and work, I'm making pickles. I'm
gotta do what you gotta do.
Selling shirts and hair and everything else. So.
You need it, I got it.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yes. If you need peanuts or brakes for your car, I probably got that too.
I got it. Don't even worry about it. Hold on. Let me go watch this YouTube video. I got it. Well, that's me. But good stuff. All right. So I'm here.
Yes. Thank you. So last week I shared with you guys that how I projected my podcast to go with the lineup and all of that stuff, but it kind of went south, just based on life and experience and stuff like that. So I want to share with y'all what happened last week. So I told y'all that I was going to the doctor. So I get to the doctor's office, and the 2 front desk staff conversing with each other. I walk up, they don't even say good morning. I say good morning. And they like, hey. I'm like, oh, okay. Did I just stop at the poppy store? So, they were still, while I'm standing there, she asked me my name. I gave her my name. And they just still conversing with one another. You would have thought that the other lady, she looked like she was about to walk off. You would have thought that she would have walked off so that she can assist me. They were still having a conversation about Jolly Ranchers. So I'm like, is it me, or am I imagining?
Customer service is not what customer service used to be.
I'm like, am I imagining that this is happening?
It's just not priority for anybody anymore.
Yeah. So
everything is so social media now. Like, I honestly, I don't even think the new generation knows anything about proper customer service. Unless you want them to send you a text, then they know they can do that.
But you know what's crazy? This was my my thought after what I experienced after I walked away from the desk. So after I walked away from the desk, they told me to have a seat and they'll call me when they're ready for me. So I sit down, and then all of these different people, of different color, walk up. I think I was probably the only black person in the cardiac place, right? So I see older white patients. I saw look like they were probably Indian. I don't want to label them, but
other cultures.
Other cultures. Good morning. How you doing? Thank you for.
No way.
So I'm like, don't treat me like that because we're the same. Like, I'm supposed to expect that type of customer service from you because we're of the same culture. No, I want you to greet me the same way you greet everybody else.
I would have said something.
I said I was going to say something on my podcast, and this came from Penn Medicine. Cardiac, what was it? Cardiovascular Testing Center. The front desk staff. Disappointed. Don't treat me like that because I'm black and because you're black. No. I want to get treated the same way that you treat everybody else. And I'm not a complainer. I just notice things that other people wouldn't notice.
I would have said something. I know that.
And then I after the first person went up.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Good morning. Like, I would have said something. You can't just... Because sometimes you have to set the tone for what you expect from other people, or from what you want from other people. You gotta make sure, like, you setting that tone. So at the point where she was talking about the Jolly Ranchers, I would have stood there just as patiently, and I would have been like, no, I want you to finish with your Jolly Rancher conversation, and then we can talk. Like, I would have made it known, like, what I'm noticing from whatever is going on.
I should have did that.
Like, I am not one. No, my kids don't even want me at their school because they already know. I don't play that.
I think what it is in my mind, I'm just calculating everything, and I'm documenting everything in my mind. So my reaction is not to speak out on what I'm thinking. I think I need to work better, do better on that. Because I was thinking it, but I was just, trying to document in my mind everything that I was seeing that was going wrong, but not speaking on it at that moment.
I think at any point where somebody is feeling like they were being mistreated, then it needs to be spoken on.
At that moment.
At that moment. Period. Like, I'm here, and I'm here, so you have a job. Because if we stop coming here, you have no job. So at that point, I need to be appreciated. And it needs to be accepted. It needs to be known. So yeah, no. At any time you feel like you're being mistreated, that needs to be spoken on. Like, no. I'll send an long email in a minute to the president on how I felt about whatever. No, I'm not that one.
So speaking on that, emails. Now I am good with that. G had a dentist appointment, and I had to send an email because I didn't like her tone with me when I said something to her. When she came to greet him, I didn't like her tone with me. And then when he came out, he was so upset because he didn't like how she was with him. They were supposed to remove his 2 wisdom teeth, and the tooth that had the root canal, and it broke, so he was getting that removed. She told him, we got other patients, we can't do both, we can't do all 3, you got to come back for the 3rd one.
Now, if that was true, okay, but it's the way you deliver the message.
Right.
I think that's...
But he was only back there for probably 20 minutes that she took the 2 out. So it would have only probably taken another 5 minutes.
The dentist or the assistant?
It was the dentist, the doctor.
The actual doctor?
The actual doctor.
I wouldn't go back.
Yeah, and this was at Jefferson. Yeah, I'm calling out names. Yeah.
I wouldn't go back because I am a big thing, and I tell my grandmother that all the time too. Because, with her being elderly, a lot of places that she be going to, she finds herself to be mistreated as well because of her age. And I
ageism.
Yeah,
it's real.
I am really big on that. So she'll come back and let me know. No, I will pick up the phone in a minute and be calling up to that office. Listen, when she comes in, there's a certain expectation that we are expecting. And if you don't treat your other patients like that, don't treat her that way.
Right.
And if anything that she's not understanding, here's my telephone number. I want you to call me so that you and I can speak about the matter. Don't mistreat my grandmother.
Right.
Like, period.
Right.
So, I mean, it does exist, and it's a shame that it do exist. But again, if at any point you feel like you're being mistreated, it needs to be spoken on at that moment. Period. Or, excuse me, can I see your manager? No, I'm not getting anywhere with you. I need your superior.
I don't know. I think that I became more aware of the lack of customer service. Well, I've always, noticed things and kind of stood up for myself. When my kids were younger, I did address a lot of things in front of them because I wanted them to know you don't let people just treat you any kind of way. But since I've started this podcast, I know that I'm documenting things mentally and making a point to jot things down in my phone so that I can address it. Instead of addressing it then and now,
you speak about it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so that pissed me off. That really, really pissed me off. So I said that when I go back, because I have to go back tomorrow, because I was so upset when I left there that I forgot the folder that I was going to take with me to the doctor. So,
and all over a good morning though?
Yeah, and no, it wasn't really over a good morning. It was just, I greeted them with good morning, you know, and hey, like.
Well, what if she had a real bad night?
My good morning should have cheered her up, little wench.
I don't know. Maybe she just had a real bad night.
No.
Because you know your nights can control your mornings now, or morning before you actually get to work can control your morning too. What if she had like 20 kids at home and they was all crying, and soon you get out to the car and one pooped, so you gotta take it back and then go clean up all and then the dog is barking or the dog chewed up the stuff. Like, what if she just had a real bad morning?
Well, she was supposed to track that up at the front door before she came in.
And then she gotta come to work and she underpaid
because
already.
when you think about those issues can be fixed.
She like you all gibbering.
She's working at cardiovascular, meaning it's people in there with heart problems, all kinds of vascular problems like myself. You know, I got one foot in the door, one foot out. She worried about the poopy diapers.
She probably thinking like, I didn't have this rough daggone morning, and she walking in here all jippery and cheery talking about some hat.
So when I go back tomorrow to pick up my folder, I want to try it again.
All right.
I want to try it again, and if I get addressed that way, then I will say something.
And then I'm like, man, this is my second time I came here.
Within a week.
In 1 week, and you ain't happy. What's the matter?
Right.
Like, I'm gonna need you to tell me why you ain't happy when I walk in this place.
Yeah, because I don't know you. I didn't do anything to you. I never seen you a day in my life. So I don't know. I didn't do nothing to you. I never cursed you. We never crossed paths. I don't know what's wrong with you, but
like, baby, you need a drink. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. You can take a sip right there.
Yeah. So I told you I was going to let y'all know what happened at the doctor's. So I have to go into the hospital this week coming up. So I'm asking for all of you guys that love me and care for me to keep me in your prayers. So I'll be going to the hospital on Wednesday for a heart procedure. So pray for me. I love you guys. But I'm going to be alright.
You are.
Yeah, I'm going to be fine.
Absolutely. God is good.
Because I ain't come this far for us to leave here and for him to wind up with a 25-year-old. Listen.
Wait. Listen. Okay, so let's speak about that. Something happened, right? Sporadically. Are you okay with your husband remarrying?
Yeah.
You ain't say that confidently.
Yeah, I am. But I think if I had the opportunity to watch it play out, I don't want to see somebody coming in my house 2 weeks later.
No, this is only in the case of, God forbid.
No, I'm saying if I had the opportunity to watch, you know how like you can watch from the dead, like
you can believe in that?
Yeah.
Really?
You don't believe in ghosts?
I believe in God.
Yeah, so you should believe in ghosts because ghosts are real.
I believe in the spirit.
Yeah. So, but ghosts are real. Yeah. It speaks about ghosts in the Bible. Yeah, so I believe that. Okay. So if I had the opportunity to come back as a ghost and watch it play out.
Well, why would you want to, if you don't want to see it, why would you come back as the ghost to see it?
No, I would want to see how quickly he remarried.
2 days.
Because I might start tripping people, making them fall down the steps. Really? Yes.
Oh, God.
Yes. I might throw a skate somewhere, a skateboard, banana peel, something, somebody. Listen.
Well, listen, okay, anything happens to you, anybody that's going to marry G in the future, I'm going to tell y'all, watch out.
Watch out, because Lisa is going to put some, listen, I might put some bleach in your mouthwash.
Oh, gosh. No, I don't think I ever, considered that. Him and I have always talked about that in reference to if something happens to one or the other. But he claims he would not. Me, I can't say yes or no. I doubt if I would, though. I think I would date. I think I would turn into a hoe. But I don't think I would actually I would turn into a hoe.
Why? Because
you've
been locked down for so long?
You're damn right. And by the time he go, I'll probably be like 50, 60. Who cares?
But that play out quick though.
Who said that the other day? I was watching something on TV and Sherry was like, "Are you at the age?" Yeah, Sherry. It was on her show, and she was like, do you care now? Do you feel like you are like you don't hold back when you want to be intimate with a man? Cause when you're younger, you do phases or whatever. She was like, no. She at the age I am, she was like, God don't care if I'm a hoe. I was dying. Yeah, she said it, so I was dying. But you kind of get where she coming from. So yeah, like no, like I don't think I will ever remarry again. But I ain't saying that I'm gonna be faithful.
Well, I'm going to. Okay, so when I met my first husband, I was 17.
Okay.
He died. I was 30.
Okay.
So I went from under the authority of my parents to basically under the authority of my husband, because I was so young. He was a little bit older than me, and he was street smart. He was out there earlier than me, so he was more like an authoritative figure over me. So when he died, I did feel a sense of freedom.
Okay.
I did, but I got bored so fast with that. Like
maybe because you were still younger.
Being a serial dater, I was 31.
Yeah.
About to be 31.
See, so you and I's situation is similar. Like I met my husband when I was 14. I tell people all the time, I lied about my age. But that was the first time my mother let me walk to the store by myself, and I met him. So I always say, like, I went from, like you said, the authority of my parents directly into under him. Street knowledge, knew nothing. Book knowledge, had it down pat because I was always locked in the house.
Right.
So yeah, it's been like we got married at 27. We had Deshaun at 20, and it's been just.
So did you know that he was the one
that I was supposed to marry?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. How did you know that?
Because we had separated. Now, don't get me wrong. Our relationship was not no peaches and cream,
Mm-hmm.
honey. Okay, it was like hell and hot water. It was like water roses at some point in time. I'm trying to tell you, man. This man was like added, okay, to the point where our families was like.
Really?
Yes, our fans were, in the beginning, yes. However, once they noticed, like, every time we would come back together, they got tired of us. And it was like, y'all on your own. Like, both sides was like, y'all figure that shit out. Because clearly, y'all ain't separating. But then it got to the point where I was single. I wasn't a hoe. No, but I was single.
She said I wasn't a hoe, y'all.
I wasn't.
She said I wasn't a hoe.
I guess I didn't absorb my freedom at that point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was just so focused on making a better life for myself and for Deshaun that it was like school, work. It was like I had literally buckled down and like, this is what it has to be. I got more into church. But then as time had went on, you know, I was dating or whatever, but it wasn't nothing concrete. So then I started going to God, like praying, like hands down, like, listen, I'm tired of this dating nonsense. I'm tired of being somebody's girlfriend. I'm tired of this boyfriend nonsense. Like, I'm ready for my husband. Like, who is supposed to be my husband? So I'm like praying, giving him back his word. Like, you sent Adam first, then you gave Eve. So where's my Adam? Because clearly I wasn't created unless you already had my Adam, right? Because Adam was created first, then he sent Eve. Right. Okay, so if I'm Eve, where's my Adam? Because I shouldn't have been created unless my Adam already exists.
Wow.
Where is he? Wow. So I'm like giving him back his word, back and forth, you know, praying or whatever. And he came to me and was like, I can't create you. I cannot give you your husband if you're not ready to be the wife that you need to be. So I had to work on me. So now I'm praying like, well, dang, who do I need to be? Like praying up and down. All right, so now Lord, turn me into the woman I need to be for my husband.
So what did you see? What did you see in that change? Did you recognize the change?
Yeah, he pointed out some things about me.
And what were they?
The first and foremost was my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I could snap back, you know.
I think that's a Dover thing.
It gotta be, cause my tongue. It was my tongue. Okay, like not. When I was younger, how can I say this? It wasn't like. It was more like it's just my tongue. Like it's sharp. It was sharp. Mm-hmm. It was sharp. Okay, and when it spoke, it was speaking to cut. Mm-hmm. And I had to like correct that. I had to put it in its place to know like, no good godly man want no woman with that sharp tongue.
Right, right.
And especially not aiming to cut. So that was one. The biggest one was definitely my tongue. The next one was learning how to like put the arrangement of the family, understanding how to be submissive without feeling like I'm not worthy. that was another one because it was like, why should I have to cook his dinner or cook any man dinner? If he in the house, he can cook himself.
Ooh.
See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Why should I have to wash his clothes? He know they're dirty. He can clean his own clothes. That was
hard for you. It was hard for you to do that.
It was, and that's how I was. Seriously.
Was you taught that?
I don't know. No, because my grandmother and my grandfather's been married 50 something years now. No, my mother, she wasn't married. But she did get married, and she did for the man more than I actually would have approved of. Because I used to be like, why is she doing all this for this man?
So do you see yourself doing that now for your husband?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So she was teaching you something that you didn't want to see.
I guess not. See, or I guess just being young.
Mm-hmm.
You know how the old people say young and dumb?
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just being young and think I know everything. I don't need no man. Well, you may not need one, but that don't mean it's a good damn idea if you don't have one. Like, you see, it was one of those kind of things. But, okay, so make a long story short. Okay, so I'm going to him, and he's making changes in me. So now I'm making all these changes. I'm not cursing people out in the Walmart. I'm not cursing people out in the stores, okay? So I have, like, really toned this tongue of mine down. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, Lord, I'm making all these changes. I'm biting my tongue. I'm not cursing. I'm not saying what I feel when I feel it. So can you please just show me, like, who my husband is supposed to be, so I can keep moving in this path? Like, show me something. Mm-hmm. And I'm in my prayer, and show me something. Oh, okay, he showed me. He showed me my husband's face. I got up out that prayer and said, you a lie. I ain't make all these changes for him. No, I didn't. Now, at this time that he's showing me this, him and I got PFA order against each other.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, we had one. He couldn't come near me. I couldn't come near him. We was exchanging our only son at the police station because...
Oh, my God.
Yes, that's how crazy we had got. It was like, nope, I have to take him down to the city where John lived at the police station, and when John was ready, had to give him back, he had to bring him up to the city where I was at the police station. That's how we exchanged our son.
Y'all was that toxic?
Yeah, we was that toxic.
Oh, wow.
We was
that has to be exhausting.
Toxic. When you young, you got a bunch of young, dumb, full of cum. Ain't that what they say? Like, we was, girl, I look back at it now and can't even remember some of the nonsense that even sparked it. That's the bad part. Well, I guess it's a good part too, because it allows your wounds to heal, kind of. Yeah.
So when when you were making those changes with your mouth and with your, your attitude and everything else, did he notice the change, John?
We wasn't around each other to notice any changes.
Oh, wow. So you was doing all of this by yourself. Were you dating anybody or no?
I had a friend here. Like, literally, when him and I spoke, it was a letter that I would write and put it in Deshawn's book bag when I sent them off for the weekend.
So y'all was crazy.
We couldn't talk. Because it was nothing him and I said to each other that did not spark.
That was because y'all loved each other.
Whatever.
That's because y'all loved each other. Look at y'all now.
Right. Now, yeah, it's a big difference.
So after God revealed to you who your husband was, when did y'all get married?
Okay, so it had to be, Jesus, what was that? So how
many years in between?
About 3 years later, we were getting married.
But you had accepted that this was who God wanted you to marry.
I didn't accept it right away. No. I didn't accept it right away. No, because after all him and I had been through, like, I had literally already cast him out of my, like,
so how did y'all get back together? Like, through all this toxic... How did y'all get through that protection order? Like, what do you do? Go down to the courts and tell them you want to terminate it?
No, we ain't do none of that. I mean...
You just let it dissolve?
That was it. Just let it dissolve. And that was it. And then I finally got to the point where I was like, okay, I want out of the city. Because Because at this time we were living up in the city of Philadelphia. I was like, I want out. And I put my house up for sale. And Deshaun told him that our house was up for sale. And
he said, baby, please.
No, what he actually did was he called me up on the phone and laid me out. Now, mind you, he wasn't supposed to even have my phone number. So I don't even know how he got the phone number that he had. Okay?
From a friend of a friend.
So I'm answering the phone, and I won't forget this either because I was on the toilet. And I'm like, I answered the phone, and literally it was so bad that I could take the phone. I put the phone down on the sink, and I can hear him yelling.
You can feel the air coming through.
He was laying me out. You trying to take my son away from me? Like he was just, and at that point, that's when I realized the change had been made. Because my reaction would have been to yell and scream and holler back at him and hang up the phone. I let him yell it out, and that's when I said, "Okay, are you finished?"
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I was like, "I'm not trying to take your son away from you." But I explained. I said, "I told you this when I was younger, when I was 17. I do not want to stay in this city." I said, and I've gotten to a point where I can get out.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting out. I'm not taking your son away. You're going to still see him on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. So at that point, that's when I realized that my tongue and I had conflict.
And by your reaction, did he notice that?
Yeah, I can say so. Because it was one day I was leaving out to go to get Deshaun, to meet them at the police station, to go and get Deshaun. And he was sitting on the step. And Deshaun was outside. And I'm like, how long y'all been here?
Mm-hmm.
Why you sitting here?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't ring the doorbell, didn't nothing. And that's what started our conversation.
And that's been what, 15 years now?
Deshaun was 5.
Wow.
And now we're here. 12 years of marriage later. 12 years of marriage later.
And doing as a couple, as partners
Mm-hmm.
in life and partners in business and partners in parenting, y'all are inspiration to me and G. Y'all really are. I'll come to you for advice. And I listen to you. Your tone is what got me, which is crazy because your tone, you talked about your tone with John, how your tongue could cut like a knife, but it was your tone not your tone with me in a bad way. It was a peaceful tone, but a tone of instruction, and you said, this is what I want you to do.
Because I've been there.
And I said, I'm not doing that. And I did it.
Because I've been there.
Yeah. And I did it. And it did help.
When you can recognize your behavior in somebody else, then you're able to say, like, hey, I've been there, and this is where you can be, but this is what you need to do.
It's hard, though.
It's
really hard because even though the person who you're entangled with, they could be the culprits, the person that started the issue, but you have to address it as if you are a part of the problem also. And that's what's hard to acknowledge and to accept, that I may be part of the problem, and if I want to resolve it, I need to be a part of the solution as well. So, what advice would you give to somebody who is struggling, like they wanna be married, but they're struggling to get out of their own way?
Run! It's like, no. Okay, you're struggling. You want to be married. Every woman, I think, wants to be the missus at some point in their life. So it's just a matter of just being patient and just knowing, like, that God is going to bring them. God is going to send him. But he's not going to send nobody to you if you a mess.
And
So
I'm gonna cut you off.
you
Okay,
ain't gonna
so
bless no mess. Like they
that is so true, because I was 15 years single, right? I was a serial dater. But I would say maybe close to like a year, almost 2 years before I met G, I had accepted the fact that I probably never marry again.
Really?
That I'm gonna be by myself. Like I've had my one and I've had my one and done. I've had the experience of being somebody's wife. It's God's perfect will that everybody be married, but it's the permissive will that we marry people who we're not supposed to marry. And I had the opportunity to be a wife, so I had accepted that. Okay, maybe His purpose is for me to do what it is that I'm doing, being involved in the church, being everything, doing everything and working and being a mother and all of that. So I had accepted that. I didn't pray on Him sending me anybody, because I had already accepted it that I don't need anybody. I'm happy, the feeling of the desire to want to be with somebody intimate had gone away. Yes. I didn't think about it. It wasn't. Yeah. Not that I didn't get the feelings, but what I'm saying is it was something it was something that came and went. Like it wasn't something that was like crippling to me.
Okay.
So I basically was, on the path that I thought God wanted for me, right?
But the word says like the woman should be so wrapped up in Him that the only way for the man to find her is through Him.
Right.
So you was where you were supposed to be in order for Him to find you.
Yeah. So New Year's Eve of the year before I met Him, I was driving home, and mind you, I didn't pray about it. I didn't ask God, don't send me my boys. I didn't pray about none of that. I'm leaving watch night service New Year's morning, and He said, girl, I ain't sending you nobody until you clean up your mess. I want you to start with your phone. People can pick up their phone and call you anytime they feel like it, but you can't call them because they either got a girlfriend or a wife. Girl. I went home. I sat on that couch. Now everybody knows me, knows that I'm in the bed by 7:30.
Girl, that's why I came here first. I was gonna go to the beach, but I was like, no, they go to bed at 5 o'clock. Let me get there.
Everybody knows that I go to bed early to rise. Okay.
You go to bed. I'm just wait, but no. You waking up, and I'm just going to sleep.
Right. So, I sat on that couch and I went through my phone and I deleted contacts of people who don't call me, maybe call me every now and again. I deleted their contacts. The people who called me often, I left their number, but I blocked them. Because I wanted to be able I didn't want them to be able to call me and I not recognize the number, because we remember the names and not the number. So I blocked them. And then 4 months later, I met G. And we've been together ever since that first day that he contacted me through social media.
And that's one of the things, like some females gotta make sure like that they're making sure that they're in that position to be ready. Cause it ain't nothing like, I think one of the best, I had heard him say this before, he said it ain't nothing like being with the wrong man when the right man come along.
Right. Girl. Oh my God.
So you gotta make sure like that they have to make sure that they're in that position, so that when he does come, and knowing that he's going to come, there's no interference. Because you don't want any interference to be there.
Right.
And again, any man that's actually at that point where he's ready to make or have himself a wife, he ain't settling for no nonsense.
And he don't want to be brought into, just like a female don't want to be brought into the baby mama drama, and all of that stuff. It's funny that you said that your mouth was a problem. I was watching TD Jakes, right? I love him. And his wife, it was a little thing that they had a little segment. They was not a segment, but they actually had a episode of their ministry where they were talking about them coming together.
Okay.
And his wife was talking about how she was raised by her aunt and her uncle. And she talked about how the uncle used to beat up the wife. And she said she witnessed that. But she said my aunt was a mouthy woman. She said my aunt had a mouth on her. She said she just would just go, knowing what the outcome would be, that he would knock her side of her head. And she said she would just sit and just be like, would she please shut up, so that he don't beat her up. And she said when she get older, she's not going to be a mouthy woman.
Okay. Now, I don't condone no man hitting on no woman, even if she do got a bad mouth, right? I mean, walk away or leave or something of that nature. However, you can't, men are the givers, they're not receivers. That's why they got the penis. We're the receivers, that's why we got the vagina. So at any point a man is feeling like he has to receive something from somebody, they can't handle that. They don't know how to handle that. And you have some men that will just walk out. You have some men that will lash back, and those are the ones that will punch you in your face. And then you have those that will just, like, I want to say ghost you or disappear or whatever. So they're not receivers, period. So and this is why when I was speaking to you too, it's like, us as women, we have to go to them in a different form. And sometimes not even go directly to them, but to go to God and let God address him man to man. Because we can't go toe to toe with them. They can't accept that. First of all, you're a woman, why are you coming toe to toe with me? So you just, as a woman, you just have to know your place, know your strength, and understand that sometimes saying nothing is stronger than giving them word for word for word for word.
This is the 4th time I've heard that a woman's silence is
stronger.
It's stronger than anything.
Absolutely.
This is the 4th time I've heard this in the last probably 5 days.
What? John already knows. When I'm quiet, he's like, what's the matter with you? Nothing.
I have a friend that I met.
No, there's something wrong.
I have a friend that I met through work. And she used to talk to me about the start of her relationship with her husband. They're married now, and she talked about how they just couldn't get it right. He just wouldn't do right by her, but they loved each other, but he just wouldn't do right by her. And she said God told her to shut up. Still do what you're supposed to do as a woman, but shut up. And she said she would still cook. She would still do everything she, did in the house, but she didn't say a word. And in that process of her not talking, she was using that to get into her Bible, to listen to God. And while God was working on her, he was working on him. And then they was able to come together. And she adores him, and he adores her, and
I'm telling you,
so
he has the ability. I'm telling you, when we have protection orders against each other, and we're married.
Yeah, I had
what did they call restraining orders? I kept saying protection.
That's a hurt feeling. I remember I had got a protection order on my husband, but we weren't married at the time, and I didn't think he was going to show up. I didn't think he was going to show up. I was hoping that he wasn't going to show up, but he did show up. They signed the papers, and I remember going home to my apartment, and I remember just after the kids went to bed, just crying, because I couldn't believe that we had came to that place. And how do you parent and co-parent with a protection order against your children's father? Because at this point, I think we had 3 kids against your children's father, and I didn't come from that, so I didn't have no experience in seeing what that looked like. So I'm just, it was hard. Yeah. But I think we probably made up within a month.
No, No, I think John and I needed that separation time. I think we needed that time to forcefully chill out, let some space between us, let it air out, let me work on me, get some things in order, and then when we did come back together, we was able to come back together. Now don't get me wrong, it ain't like we ain't have no hiccups or nothing like that in between, because we did.
Mm-hmm.
However, none of them ever led back to where we were.
Mm-hmm.
So we was always able to either stop it, see it,
address it. Yeah. So do you feel did you feel lighter in your relationship? Because toxicity is very heavy.
Mm-hmm.
So when you guys were able to come together as a couple and to work, in harmony with one another, did you feel lighter? Like a sense of, a sense like a lot of things were shedded off of you mentally.
No, because I think I had shedded all that stuff
Before, during the process.
During the process. So it was more like, if we gonna make this work, we need to make this work. So we need to put on our big girl panties, our big girl drawers, big guy drawers, and that's what our old pastor used to tell us. So shout out to Pastor Calvin. Hey. He used to tell us all the time, y'all need to put on your big girl panties and your big girl drawers and get yourselves together. So, and that was one of the things too, like from his teaching too, that he used to always tell me, like, kid, you can't focus on what he did, but what did you do?
Right.
So focus on your actions and how you can change your actions, because every action has a reaction. So if you don't want his reaction, what's your action? But I don't think I felt lighter when we came back together. I don't remember feeling lighter or anything. I think the only emotion I had, and I told him this too, it was like when we finally got married, because we moved down here in 2010, we got married in 2011, and then Isaiah showed up in 2012. So those 3 years was like back to back. But the time that I walked down the aisle, as I was walking down the aisle, I just felt like the bandages, like, of all the wounds was like coming off.
Oh wow.
As I was walking down the aisle.
That is so decent.
So that's how I felt, but I didn't feel that until I was walking down the aisle. So it was
when I was walking down the aisle. Well, down the stairs, only thing I was thinking about is, please don't let me fall, because I'm so clumsy.
You guys,
the only thing I was thinking, like,
I remember my stepdad telling me, he was like, hold your head, lift your head up, and I looked up, and I remember by the time I had got to the altar in front of him, I took a deep breath.
Did you cry?
I didn't cry at all.
Did he cry?
Mm-mm. But my mother, oh my God, I have like my wedding pictures. She was like crying profusely.
Really?
Yeah. Like bad.
Is it on video?
Yes, we got pictures and everything. It was.
I have to see it. So when the next time we come over, I want to see it. I want to see the video.
Okay.
Because I know you probably hear her wailing in the background.
No, she was quiet with it, but I want to say it was like a still shot. Or I'm gonna find it for you. But she was crying so bad.
She was so happy for you.
I was just like.
She was happy that the bandages came off too. She was like, Lord, yeah. She was happy that y'all had came to this place where, she had to kill him. Because you know your mother.
Samantha. Everybody knows Samantha. Listen, okay? Shoot, I be like, what's my name, okay?
Wow.
But yeah, that was the only, emotion that I had felt was like,
like, G and I have been through some things, and I see after you and I had that conversation, like I had already made changes on how I react to the things that he do. My reaction changed his action, his action and reaction. because the way I used to react showed that I cared.
Okay.
And now I care, but I think I was so attached to him that I wanted to hold on to him because I didn't have anything for 15 years. Okay. So when I got it, I wanted to hold on to it, and then I'm like, I don't want to lose this. It feels so good. Okay. So my reaction to the things that he was doing showed him more that I cared about him than I cared about myself. So then when I stopped reacting that way, he was like, she don't need me. So I don't want to lose her, so I need to get myself together. And we are the best of friends.
There you go.
And we laugh and joke with each other, and we have the utmost respect for each other. In our own little way, what works for us. Right. But I've seen a lot of change in him, and I've definitely seen a lot of change in myself. I remember I used to get anxiety when I knew that he was hanging out with his friends. But now, I either go hang out by myself, or hang out with you, or hang out with somebody else.
Thank you. People like, you ain't mad your husband going out? No.
Or I just go, I enjoy my quiet time.
Yes. Girl, I get to pay somebody for that right now.
G is so noisy. When I say noisy, he is noisy. And I get to enjoy.
I still got little kids in my house. So
listen. I like quietness. And like this afternoon, I went and sat on the deck. It wasn't no music playing, and I'm writing. And here he comes with the speaker, and it sits right in front of me, and I'm like, I can't think like that. Okay. I can't think like that. The way I think and comprehend and process things, it has to be quiet. Yeah. And here he comes, and then I'm like, that's it. I guess I'll write another time.
You at my house. Listen, it's always noisy over there. It's so
but I come over there with the expectation of noise. I'm not expecting it to be quiet. So, but when I'm in my home, like I like peace and quiet. But I learned how to cherish those moments when he's not here. That's my quiet time. And he don't like crabs. He don't like the smell of them cooking. So in those moments where he says, "Oh, I'm going, I'm gonna go to the barbershop and I'm gonna go do this or whatever," if it's on his off day, I'll go get me some crabs. And I'll sit with my glass of beer and my crabs, and I'll put my feet up and I'll enjoy.
I'm a natural loner. Believe it or not, I am. I love my me time. I adore it.
I do too.
So
when is your birthday again?
October.
I'm a loner too. But I've always been like that.
Yeah, even younger. When I moved out in my own apartment, my mom be like, "It's so quiet there. How do you want to stay there? You hear this?" She's like, "I don't hear nothing."
Exactly.
I know. That's exactly what I like. So I'm gonna call you back.
Yeah, right.
I love it. Like just having that time to just be with me.
Right.
I make my massage appointments. Girl, best nap in the world. Okay. Sometimes I be like, do 2 hours. I'll pay you extra. Okay. Like my nails and my toes, I put my phone on do not disturb. That's my time.
Right.
And I mean, as a woman too, as a woman that got kids and a busy schedule, women
25 businesses,
30 businesses. Okay,
right.
Women have to learn how to take that time and demand it for themselves, because we are nothing if we don't take care of ourselves. Like, what do you have to give to somebody else if you all jacked up?
Right. So, and I agree with you 100%. I enjoy those moments.
I get aggravated if somebody interfere with it. Don't tell me I can't make it to my massage appointment because you done broke down in your car. You knew your car was a mess before you even drove. Right. Don't call me up thinking I'm supposed to come get you. I'm going to come get you after my appointment.
I even enjoy running errands because it's time that I'm doing things errands for myself. And I get to do whatever I want to do. Yeah. I can go to whatever restaurant. I'm quick to go sit at a bar somewhere and have me some lunch and a drink.
See, I haven't got to the point where I go and eat by myself.
What?
No, I won't
That
go
is
to
one
the
of
restaurants and eat by
That is
myself.
one of my guilty pleasures. I love it.
Really?
Yes.
No, like my alone time is, I don't know, like I love it pampering me. Or a little shopping.
Listen.
Or
When
snacking, like while I'm in the mall.
Gia and I wasn't speaking for 3 days one time. Listen. Them 3 days I got up, I got dressed, and I went and had breakfast
Really?
by myself, and then I went out and I did a little shopping. I went and had lunch. I went and had dinner, and I came in and ate next to my husband.
I'm still not at the point where I'll sit at like a...
But I've always done it. I've always done it.
I have done it like, okay, but I'm working. Like if I'm traveling from one state to another state and I'm working, then of course if I'm hungry, I'll pull over at a restaurant and I'll eat. But I don't stay if you don't have Wi-Fi. So when I walk in, I'm like, excuse me, do you have Wi-Fi? If they say no, then I leave.
Because you're still working.
Right. But if they're like, yeah, we got Wi-Fi, I'm like, oh, okay, can I get the table? But outside of something like that,
yeah, I love it. Fridays, not Fridays, the restaurant, but on Fridays, that's my time to go find me a happy hour somewhere. And I'm not going to go get drunk because I can't, I'm not going to drink and drive. But I'm going to enjoy a few appetizers and I might have a cocktail. And I'm going to talk to the person on the left, the person on the right. I'm going to talk to the person behind me, the person in front of me. And I'm going to enjoy my time.
There you go. It works.
There's nothing wrong with it. And women, like you said, women need that.
Yes, we do. Absolutely.
Because if that's what makes you happy when you're alone.
Finding out what makes you happy. And remember it. Oh my God, I'm so glad you said that. Because that is so, I hear that often too with women that be like going through turmoil with their husbands or a significant other. They be like, oh, he don't make me happy. Well, that ain't his job.
Right.
What you mean he don't make you happy? No, if he not supposed to make you happy. It's your job to make you happy. So the fact that you're even looking for happiness to your happiness to come from somebody else, whether it's your husband, your mother, your children, you'll never get it.
And you don't even know if he is capable of making you happy.
It's not his responsibility. That you know what kind of turmoil that will put any woman under if their man was to expect them, the females, to make them happy. That mean that woman or that man has to wake up every morning tap dancing.
Right.
Just make you happy? He gotta go paint his face. Does this make you happy? She gotta swing from the chandelier. Does this make you happy, honey? No, you cannot put that responsibility in the hands of somebody else. Yes. You are responsible for your own happiness. Shakia is responsible for me, not Jonathan.
And you gotta take the time to figure out what that is.
Exactly. This is why it's so important for women to understand. Like, put your phone on Do Not Disturb from time to time.
What makes me happy is getting my nails done, getting my feet done, going to get my hair done, and laying back in my head in that shampoo bowl.
Hello.
And letting somebody else just pamper me. I love it.
That massage chair, I'm in love. Put my face in it. Miss Davis, you okay? Yeah, baby, I'm good. Just
I love it.
Yes. And people, and this is with some women, they lose because they're so into giving. And that's okay. But you have to also be able to receive in order to be able to give more too.
And you have to get to a place where you feel that you're worthy of receiving too. That what you're getting, you're worthy of it. Because if you don't feel that you're worthy of it, you're going to sabotage it.
They can. Some people do. Most people do.
Yeah.
Well, they don't want it. They do.
Because they don't
recognize their own worth.
Right. Right.
But they definitely, I think the biggest thing is just women understanding that their happiness is not for them to put in the hands of somebody else.
It's like getting in the car with somebody. I'm not going to put my life in somebody else's hands. So when I get in your car, I'm going to put my seatbelt on.
And that's the same thing. It's your happiness. Like, you can't put that in the hands of nobody else. And I hear it so many times, and I just look like, why? If anything, your significant other, your children, and everybody else is supposed to add to your happiness, but you cannot expect somebody else to make you happy. That is insane.
And don't adopt the responsibility of thinking that it's your responsibility to make somebody else happy.
Hello. Because that ain't my job.
Because that's exhausting.
I just told you, they got to wake up every morning tap dancing.
Right.
They got to paint their face. It's like you have to go through so many stupid human traits. Who wants to feel that way every day?
Mm-hmm. I used to try to make all of G's favorite meals because I knew that made him happy. But now I realize I don't know why I got that sense that I needed to do that. Because he liked to eat, so he's going to eat whatever. So he just once I found out that he said, "Oh, I just eat the food." Now I'm not going to cook the things that I know he don't like.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But I know that he doesn't care.
Mm-hmm.
He knows the food is going to be good, and he knows that it's going to be something that he likes. So 9 times out of 10, I'm going to cook something that we both can agree on, and if not, I like to cook, so I could cook too.
You be cooking a whole 5-course meal.
Yes. So
in the middle of the week, I'm like, you know, the TV dinner. Pop that thing in that microwave.
It doesn't bother me to cook two different meats.
I'm like, what you cook? Chicken, roast beef.
Right.
What?
Right.
It's Wednesday.
Yes. I love to cook.
Who does that?
It's very therapeutic for me.
Order a pizza.
And
I
make pizza.
Girl, but I can't. See, this is what I can't. I'm like,
I made me a pizza yesterday.
You inspire me sometimes to cook, but then I be like, I ain't got time.
It's quick for me. It's therapeutic. Yeah.
I'm not.
G asked me this morning, and he said, "What would you like?"
Okay.
So my guilty pleasures is the nails and all that, but I love oodles and noodles.
Okay.
So he made me my oodles and noodles. He made me mimosas. So what you want for dinner?
Okay.
So I said I want a steak, baked potato, and sauteed spinach.
Okay.
And he said he's gonna put it on the grill. So we had some chicken. I thawed that out, and I just got up and I started seasoning the chicken.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, I'm seasoning the chicken." Mm-hmm. "Oh, you didn't think I was capable of seasoning the chicken?" I said, "Oh, snap. I didn't even think of it."
Right.
Because in my mind, I'm thinking.
So quick to just do.
Yes, in my mind, I'm thinking about my specific meal, which is my steak, my baked potato, and my spinach.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think about the chicken being still a part of the cooking process for him.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, "My apologies. I'm sorry. Because we have a rhythm."
How to let.
Oh yeah. I sit back and put my feet up, and
That's it.
Listen.
On the what? Hippo TV dinner. I'm not doing all that.
But I do love to cook.
Yes, you do.
So I'm going to do that.
We know.
But I'm not going to hold you because I know that you want to go to the beach and the kids are waiting, their hubby is waiting, and I've really enjoyed your time. So we gotta get back. Yeah. We gotta get back together and talk.
Absolutely.
So as I shared with you earlier in my introduction with Miss Kia, aka Shakia Davis, she has 1,000 businesses going on right now, and what she has is her new liquor line that will be in stores in September.
We're doing our first run in September. Prayerfully, they should be in the stores by November for the holidays.
Okay. So I want you to share with our listeners so they know where to get this.
Well, no, but that first run is going to be done in September. So the next time I come back, I should have the details on which liquor distributors it's going to be in, or liquor stores it should be in.
But it's Tornado Punch.
It's Kia's Tornado Punch.
Yes, and it is delicious.
2 flavors, mango and strawberry lemonade.
Keep your eye out for it, and I'm going to keep y'all updated when this will be dropping. And she's going to come back because we don't live far from each other. So even if I have to take all of this equipment and do this at her counter at her house, we're gonna make it happen.
Make it happen.
I told y'all this girl's busy. She only really make time for me when she want crabs. You want to get some crabs? Okay. Yeah. I'm going to stop and get them on my way home.
Okay.
And I'll go over and we'll have crabs together.
Because, again, that's something that makes me happy.
Right.
So having that time to just have some time where my mind doesn't have to be on work.
But do you realize that I eat the crabs and then you eat your crabs? Like, we're not really sitting down conversing over crabs. Because you never stop working.
Yeah.
You were at my wedding for how many days did you come out to Jamaica?
I came out to, it was like 4 days.
You were working.
I was working.
The only time I didn't see you on your phone was when you dropped in the ocean.
Yep.
And then you came out. He's like, where's my phone? Where's my phone?
So that's because I wanted the video, because I don't think I had signal. Or while we was out in the water, while we was out in the ocean. Until I got back. But yeah, I was still working. I know. And this is why, again, those moments that I have for me is so important.
It is. It's very important to pamper yourself, take your self-care.
Self-care.
Self-care is very, very important.
That's right.
And with my heart condition, I'm learning to do that more often than not. Trying to put myself first.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm going to the hospital Wednesday. It's going to be a great time. If y'all don't hear from me next week, we're going to pray that it's not because I'm no longer on this side of the Jordan. It's going to be that I'm going to be still in the hospital or home recuperating. But I'm going to try to make sure that I get at least an audio episode for next week so that I can keep you guys updated on what's going on with me. And thank you so much for taking the time out your day on Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day.
Back. This was fun. I'm coming back. I'm definitely gonna put it on the calendar.
I thank you for joining me, and this was a pleasure. And then we got to share some of our experiences with our loves and our not so good beginnings, but it made us stronger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. I think the last time I had posted something, I was saying like, me and this man have been through hell and back. But that's the process of creating a diamond.
Right.
It has to go through the flame.
And the pressure. Yes.
In order for it to shine.
Yes.
The more pressure, the more flame it endures, right? The more it costs.
Right. So all of those women out there looking to get married or have the desire to be married and you're not married and you think it may never happen, just be patient.
It ain't for the faint of heart though. So I'm gonna need you to understand.
Be patient. I know that I'm not an expert, even though this is my second time around. I'm still a diamond in the rough. And I'm still learning. I was young in my first marriage. It was a different type of marriage. So this is this is different. Mm-hmm. So I'm learning, I'm experiencing things, I'm enjoying being a wife.
There you go.
I'm enjoying being a wife.
So like, what's your name? Mrs. Davis.
Yes. So
respect on my name, okay? People be like, oh, your rings is nice. I'm like, honey, I earned them.
Right.
Okay.
Right. It's a lot of love.
These have been earned.
Yes. So be patient and take care of yourself.
Absolutely.
So that when you meet your Boaz, that you're gonna be perfect together. And until next week, remember to love, to live, and to laugh. Peace.